Have the left not carry out horrible crimes just for one day. Challenge, difficulty, impossible. So the meltdown to Jimmy Kimmel being fired has been wild. First of all, you have kind of the establishment media, like your mainstream media, your late night TV show hosts, your Hollywood people. I'm not talking about like far leftoid Antifa types. I'm talking about like the establishment continuing to promote this obvious lie that it was a First Amendment issue and that's why he was, it was a First Amendment issue. He was fired over. The FCC pressured him. We know now that that is simply not true. In fact, Variety reported last night that Jimmy Kimmel is currently in negotiations with Disney to get his show back. So if the FCC fired him, why is he negotiating with Disney? If Trump fired him, why is he negotiating with Disney? It was Disney who decided to fire him. And I have to believe that part of him coming back will involve a large pay cut. By the way, hope you appreciate the weekend videos. This is my Jeremy Hambley channel. It's my personal channel segment. And I hope that I can count on your support in one of two ways, either by going to cbcamazon.com and picking up some of our delicious coffee. Our blackberry cream is ridiculously good. Blueberry cobbler. All of our fall roasts are in. Spiked jack-o'-lantern maple cream. Our non-flavored, our double caffeinated, our decaf. Everything's in stock and shipping free overnight. Or if you're not a coffee person, by going to thequartering.com/join. Join our members Discord. It's $6. It's as little as $5 if you join for the year. And you can talk directly to me and all your fellow viewers. And I hope that 7 people watching this video right now can and will join or pick up some coffee today. Shots fired at ABC News Station.
Officers responded to reports of shots fired in the 400 block of Broadway at ABC 10. When officers got here, they did observe that the building had been struck by at least one bullet in the window.
I can see 3 right there.
The building was occupied, and fortunately, nobody was injured. At this time, I do not have any suspect information to release, and I don't know motive, right? I don't know if this was targeted or if this was a random act, but what I can tell you is our detectives are on scene.
It was targeted, it was a leftoid, and it was over Jimmy Kimmel, in my opinion. See, that's the difference between Jimmy Kimmel and me. I don't know that for a fact, so I'm not going to lie to my audience and say, oh, it was definitely a leftoid. I don't know that definitely. But I do know that it was the day after, or 2 days after Jimmy Kimmel got fired, and it was an ABC News place. So it seems unlikely it was gang related or drug related or anything like that. An ABC television station was hit by gunfire Friday afternoon, just one day after protesters gathered outside that same building and rallied against the network's decision to pull Jimmy Kimmel. So it was a leftoid. There's more evidence of it, right? There's more evidence of it. So there was a protest there the day before about Jimmy Kimmel, and then someone drove by the next morning and fired shots through the building while people were inside. No injuries reported, but the shots hit a window that faces the street and people were inside at the time. We haven't had a lot of attacks on our media partners, and we'd like to keep it that way, Officer Anthony Gamble of Sacramento Police said. To those who have been responsible for this, I hope you see this. We're not going to stop looking for you. This is unacceptable behavior. It's not going to be tolerated in Sacramento. I thought Sacramento was a nice town. I guess locals say that area is the hood, though. I thought Sacramento was nice. I mean, I don't think that it's that crazy of a jump to say that this was because of the Jimmy Kimmel, taking Jimmy Kimmel off there, because it was the next day after a protest. I'm being informed in real time by my viewers that Sacramento is in fact not nice. I didn't know. I thought it was nice. I thought don't they have like the fancy hill there? Isn't that where like the TGIF show? What was the TGIF show that the Danny Tanners, didn't the Tanners live in San Francisco? I thought it was nice there. Can't think of that show. Why can't I think of that? Full House? Is it called Full House? Full House. Doo-ba-doo-bop-ba-dow. Wasn't that, didn't they live in San Francisco? That looked pretty nice. I guess that was a long time ago. The gunfire was reported at 1 in the afternoon, just 24 hours after 15 people gathered outside to protest the suspension of Kimmel. So this was definitely connected to Kimmel, in my opinion. Oh, they lived in San Francisco, and not Sacramento. Sorry. Yeah. All of our employees are safe and unarmed. I mean, this is over pulling Jimmy Kimmel off the air. Jimmy Kimmel. When they find out who did this, and I'm sure there'll be some security camera that shows the car that drove by, I'm sure that they're going to find this person, and they're going to be a leftoid. I'm 100% sure of it. Well, I guess I'll say 99% sure. It could be random gang thing, but why the news station? Jimmy Kimmel looked tense as he emerged from the first time since his show was canceled following backlash over comments made about Charlie Kirk's assassination. On the air Monday, we all know what he said. Here's his face. I mean, I don't know. He always looks like that. He doesn't look that tense. He seems to be smiling here. The late night show host had also poked fun at Donald Trump's reaction, saying, "This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend." He said, "This is how a 4-year-old grieves a goldfish." Hollywood unions, SAG-AFTRA and WGA, showed their support for Kimmel, who is a member of both, in light of the news. SAG-AFTRA condemns the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel Live. Our society depends on freedom of expression. But again, this is what the left keeps saying, like the mainstream left. They keep saying, but Normie, didn't you know this was a freedom of speech issue? No, he did not say, in my opinion, MAGA did this. He stated as fact that a Trump supporter took the life of Charlie Kirk. He then refused to correct that fact the next day. That's not freedom of speech. That's just spreading misinformation. And you are not allowed to do so while on public broadcasting. I suppose you could probably do so if you were on Netflix or Hulu or something like that. You know? The Writers Guild of America, West said, the right to speak our minds and disagree with each other, to disturb even, is at the very heart of what it means to be a free people. Aren't these the same people that, told you that, tried to cancel Sydney Sweeney for being tangentially a Trump supporter? Aren't these the same people? I'm pretty sure it's the same people. Am I wrong? I'm pretty sure it's the same people who want you fired for being a Trump supporter. Now they're like, my free speech, my freedom of speech. Hundreds protest outside of Disney headquarters over, quote, un-American Kimmel suspension. Every one of these people either are knowingly lying or they believe the fact that it was just it's a freedom of speech thing to use American public airwaves to spread misinformation that will get more people hurt. The Mickey Mouse logo is all over Walt Disney's headquarters in Burbank, California. But on Thursday, those famous heroes were on display outside of the studio, calling them cowards. Disney, which owns ABC, indefinitely suspended Kimmel's show on Wednesday. You know what's interesting to me? Let's say you were really going to have the American flag upside down, and you think that Jimmy Kimmel is part of the revolution? Look, there are things that Trump says that are verifiably false, and I will call those out. But the thing that, when we talk about the left, right? They lie all the time. They're just like, what? Consequences? ABC bent the knee down with the FCC. Again, the FCC had nothing to do with this. Nothing to do with it. I'm with Jimmy. Do the right thing, ABC. Don't these people have jobs? The left have entire NGOs whose only function is to cancel right-wingers. That's just a fact. I don't like cancel culture, but this is not. This is accountability culture, right? And honestly, we're not going back Like, you could maybe say it was cancel culture if Jimmy Kimmel were getting canceled or fired over his past use of blackface or the N-word or objectification of women. But these are people who are in real time reacting to something that he's doing, and he's lying. You know, this is not a freedom of speech issue. I went to a protest at Disney over Jimmy Kimmel's suspension. It wasn't just about one comedian. Yeah, everybody there believes it's a freedom of speech issue, which it wasn't. And to be totally honest with you, it was a money issue. His ratings had been tanking, and his bosses took the opportunity to clean house and get out of his $40 million a year loss. Remember that his boss's company wants a $6 billion merger to go through under the Trump administration. So if anything else, it was about that too. The people that are out there protesting are probably paid to be there. The people who are firing looks like a 223 maybe through the window. Pretty good grouping, to be honest with you, while you're driving. These people are terrorists. That's I don't know any other way to describe them. Do you? I don't. And their violence will only continue. I'm praying for everybody's safety Sunday at Charlie Kirk's funeral. I'll be, covering it that day, probably be live streaming it. And it's absolutely insane. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on. If you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below. We'll talk to you again real soon.